Hello soulmates, welcome back to my channel. This is Soul with Pivot. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. So today we're going to be learning how to make this kimono and shorts for a teenager. She's about 13 or so. So to make this, I made use of 2.5 yards of Ankara. Here we go. So I went ahead to measure the kimono gown length, and what we are using for the gown length is 31 inches. 31 inches, you can see. Then I went ahead to add 2 inches for hemming allowance. That's a total of 33 inches. So next is our cut together sleeve. Our cut together sleeve length is 16 inches, but I'll be taking 14 here plus half inch. That's 14 and half. So the remaining 2 inches will be cutting it as a band. Okay, now this I measured 14 and half already. Then I'll go ahead to take my neck measurements. My neck width is 3 inches, so I marked it out. While depth is 1 inches, so I'll mark it out. This is actually the back neck depth, 1 inches. So I'll just connect it this way. I'll still work on the front neck depth after cutting off this one. Also, I forgot to mention our fabric is on 4 folds. That means we're cutting the front and the back together. Okay, so I decided to bring it closer. I just felt like it was too far. So this is it. You can see the neck width we used was 3 inches, while the neck depth we use is 1 inch. So on that sleeve point, I'm going to be coming down by 1.5 or 2 inches. I used 1.5. I don't want it straight, so I'm going to slant it back to the neckline. Now for my round sleeve, we have 12 inches divided by 2 is 6 inches. So you go ahead and add half or 1 inch. So I added half inch, although I measured it loosely anyway. So this is me marking out 6.5 inches. Now on that line, I'm going to put my chest measurement, and her chest measurement is 28 inches divided by 4 is 7 inches. So we added extra 3 inches to give it room. That is 10 inches. So we'll mark the 10 inches all the way down, like you can see me doing. I started from this point and marked it down 10 inches. So we'll connect it to the armhole like this. So I have to check if this will accommodate my hips, and you can see what we have here is 10 and her hips is 32 divided by 4 is 8. So there is room, so we are good to go. So I will go ahead and cut it off. I left half inch allowance on that shoulder point. Then I'll just cut here. I already included my allowance here. Okay, so after cutting, I went ahead to remove one piece. That's my back piece. I want to work on the front piece. So from this neckline, I'll be coming down by 7 inches, and then I'll form a V neckline. So I'll connect it like this. So that's my front neckline. Then we cut. So I opened it up straight, and this is what we have. This is our front piece. So now I'm going to bring my back piece. I'll place my front piece on it, and then we go ahead and join at the shoulder. So after working on the shoulders, we'll go ahead to join the sides. So we're going to sew by half or 1 inch. I actually prefer sewing by half inch, and this is what we have. So next we are going to measure what we have on this neckline way like this. So we'll measure it out, and then we'll cut out our strap. And then after measuring, I had about 75 inches, so I went ahead to cut a plain strap for it. And this my strap, I'm using a satin fabric, and the width of this fabric is 4 inches. While the length, I measured more than 80 inches. What will be remaining, I'll be using it for my sleeve. So this is me here measuring the width, and I have 4 inches, and we're going to be folding it in two to sew. Okay, so this is it. We'll bring our main bodies, then this is our strap. So we're going to be fixing it in like this. We'll match it together, and then we sew it all the way around from the back to the front and back to the front. So next, this is what was remaining, so I folded it into 4 again, and then remember what we cut was 6.5. That was what we cut for the round sleeve. So this is me measuring the 6.5, and then I'll just chalk it and then cut it out. Remember, this is also 4 inches on fold, that's 2 inches. That was what we needed to complete our sleeve length, our cut together sleeve length. So this is it. So now we're going to open it up like this, and then fold it this way, and then we sew and then fold back. Okay, so this is what we have after sewing. So I'll just fold it back this way, and then I'll go ahead and fix it on our bodies. So we are going to be matching it like this, and then we sew it all the way round. Then once we are done with our sleeve, we'll go ahead and fold the hem of our dress. You can decide to use hemming gum, or you just fold and sew. Remember, we added 2 inches allowance, so you have to work with that. Okay, so next to our short measurement. So now for the front, for the trouser cutting, we're cutting the front first of all, and this fabric is on fold. So first of all, we are marking out 1.5 inches. Why? Because this is an elastic trouser, so we're cutting the band together, everything together. So we're marking out 1.5 inches for band. We are using a 1 inch elastic, so plus half inches for sewing, that's 1.5 inches. Then from that point, we'll mark our short length. The short length is 15.5 inches. Then we added 2 inches hemming allowance, that's 17.5 inches. So see me, I'm chalking down my 15.5 inches. Then the other one is the 2 inches for hemming allowance. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to work on the crouch depth line. Now for a child, I usually don't like their shorts or trousers being so tight. So whenever I measure what I want, I go ahead to add like 2 or 2.5 inches. For hers, her hips measurement divided by 4 is 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. I went ahead to add 2 inches. So her crouch depth length is 10.5 inches. That is what I marked out here. 10.5 inches for a 13-year-old. So that is it. Then from that, on that line, I'll mark out her hips measurements. Like I earlier said, her hips measurement is 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. So this is me chalking my 8.5 here. So I'll take it all the way up. So this is it, 8.5 also on the waistline. So just connect our straight line. Mind you, I'm using my hips measurement on my waistline because we are going to be using elastic. If you want to use band, that means basically you use your waist measurement, but I'm using elastic, that's why I used my hips measurement there. Okay, now on that line, we are going to be extending it by 2 inches. 2 inches is fine for her, so 2 inches. Then I'll just connect it to form a kind of little curve, just like you can see me doing. So this is it. Next we're going to be working on the hem of the trouser, of the short rather. Okay, so usually I love my short having a little like shape, you understand. So now on this line I usually take out like half inches. Then on this other side I will take out 1 inches. That's I'm taking out a total of what, 1.5 inches. Do you understand? So I'm going to just connect it like this. So I'll also connect this other side. So I brought it closer so that you can see it. My chalk was a little bit faint there. Now on this other side, you can try to take out your 1.5 inches at once. You understand? But meanwhile, I decided to take half inches here, half inches from this side, then 1.5 on this side. But you can decide to just take out 1.5 from that side we just measured. You understand? So after taking out 1.5 inches, we'll measure what we have. We have 9.5 inches left, so we are good to go. Like, it's okay, it's perfect for her. It's not tight, it's not loose, it's just there. So I went ahead to fold my hemming allowance, and then I also connect this other side. That's that half inch we marked. So we connect it to that crouch line. And then we go ahead to cut. So this is our front block. So I've opened up the allowance, so I'll go ahead and just notch it, and then this is what we have. So we're going to be using it to cut our back piece. Meanwhile, while folding your back piece, you have to leave some allowance at the side and at the upper side. So just watch me do it. So now this is the fabric I have for my back piece. You can see it's wider than that of the front. So I'll bring my front block and I'll place it on it while leaving some space on this side and also on the upper side. So just watch what I'm doing. So I'm basically trying to match the hemline so that I can have some space at the upper side and then also at the side. Okay, I'm bringing it closer. You can see we have some space, some extra, some allowance here. So that's for our backboards. Then also up, I didn't start from the beginning. You can see I left about 1.5 inches up. So this is it. So here we go with our measurements. Now on this crouch line, I'm going to be extending it by 2 inches again. So we extend it by 2 inches. So I'm just going to connect a straight line so that you can understand and see it better. Now on the waistline, I'm going to be extending it by 1.5 inches so that when she's sitting down, her bum won't be outside, so that her bum will be covered. So I'll go ahead and add 2 inches allowance. Mind you, we added no allowance at the front. So this is me marking out my 2 inches. So I'll mark it all the way down. So I'm basically adding 2 inches allowance, and then I'll just connect it. I mark out my 2 inches here also and connect. So I folded in my allowance, then I'll go and work on the waist line. So remember we came up by 1.5 inches here, right? So now we're going to connect it in a slanted form. That's from here, we connect it slantly to meet the waist line. Here we go. And then we cut off. I got rhythm and blues and nothing to lose. I know my steps and my moves, and I got my dancing shoes. That's right, come on, that's right, come on, that's right. If all you want is to tap your feet, then baby, I got what you need. Oh, your friends on the phone. Oh, tell them what you got. So we are done cutting, and this is basically what we have. These are back block, our short back block. So we're going to be joining it here. Mind you, this 2 piece, remember it was on fold, so we have 2 pieces for the back. You can see it. So we go ahead and sew it here from the crouch up to the waist, and then we're going to be doing the same for the front block. So we're going to be joining it from the waist to the crouch up to here. And this is what we have after joining. So let me open it up so that you have a clearer view. You can see this is the back. Let me turn it over. You can see what it looks like. So we're going to be bringing in our front block. We open it up also like this, and then we are going to arrange it, and then we go ahead to join the sides. So this is me trying to arrange it, trying to match it up first of all. So we're going to go and we'll sew here. Sew on 1/2 inch allowance. You can try to sew on 1 inch or 1/2 inch, but I think 1/2 inch is perfect. Most I'm using elastic for the waist. So this is what we have after joining. You can see this is what we have. So I'll go ahead to close up this place as well. So I'll just hold it, match it together, then I'll sew it, and then this is what we have after sewing it. You can see it. I'm done. This is what I have. So next we are going to be working on the waistline. Remember we left 1.5 inches for the elastic band casing. So I'm going to open up my seam like this. You iron it out so that it will stay in place, then you fold by half and then fold by 1 inch. So basically you are folding your 1.5 inch band allowance, and then you sew it all around. Now for the elastic, this is the elastic I'll be using. You can see my waistline. I'm done sewing it. You can see it. So we're going to be inserting our elastic on it, and I'm using a 1 inch elastic. Now the length of the elastic I'm using is 20 inches. Her round waist measurement is 25 inches, so I subtracted 5, making it 20 inches. So I'm going to be passing it through this casing. You can see I left like 1 inches allowance so that I can pass my elastic through it. So when I'm done passing my elastic, I will go ahead and close up that place. So this is me passing my elastic. So after passing our elastic, we'll go ahead to remove our safety pin. Then we stitch by half inches allowance. So we'll stitch by half inches and then we take it in and then we close up. After sewing, then we take it in like, and then we close up that band, that remaining 1 inch, we close it up. So this is what we have after doing it. So I'll go ahead and fold in my hemming allowance. Remember we left 2 inches, so I'll fold it. You can use hemming gum or use sew. And then this is what we have for our shorts. Like you can see, this tutorial is so easy. You can see the waist, how it's expanding. So basically our short is ready. For the kimono belt, we have this long piece. The width is 4 inches while the length is 56 inches. So we're going to be folding it into 2. So basically I'll just fold it like this and then slash the edge. Sorry, it wasn't showing. Then we fold into 2 like this and then we sew it up, and this is what we have. Please, if you enjoyed this tutorial up to this point, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, okay? Turn on your notification button, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. See you next time.